Hi everyone, I'm Chris and this is the Naked Hair Guy channel, and this week we're going to be looking at a foil technique that has basically saved my life on a number of occasions. It is so simple, it is so versatile, you're going to be blown away, so stay tuned. And if you like what you see, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so before we get started, just a little bit about this technique. I do a lot of courses and a lot of people come up to me and they go, oh yeah, I want a really advanced technique, and you know, I've been hairdressing 20, 30, 40 years and I think I need something that's going to take me to the next level. Now don't get me wrong, stuff like that is amazing and I can do stuff like that, but every day in a salon when you're working and you're fully booked and you want to keep your clients happy, but also as well you're limited by the amount of time that you can spend on them and the amount of money that client has. Something very simple that gives you amazing results is really going to help you, and that's exactly what this technique is. It's so simple and so easy, yet it's basically my fallback technique. So whether you have a new client and this is their first lot of foils, whether you have a client coming in and they haven't got time for a T-section or a half a head and they just need something to get them through, or whether you're trying to blend balayage or ombre into those ends, this technique really is versatile. And basically all you're going to need is 9 foils. Yep, that's right, 9 foils. Now if you want to up it, you can use 18 foils, and again, if you want to up it even more, you can use 27 foils. So you're either going to be putting 1 foil in a position, 2 foils in a position, or 3 foils in a position. It simply depends on how much colour you want or how many colours you want to add to the hair. But trust me, the 9 foils give you an amazing result and will really be a good introduction or a good blending system into balayage or ombre. So I'm going to set the technique up and then we'll go through it. Okay, so I've got my equipment all set up. I've got a pintail comb, I've got my 9 foils, and I've got some bleach. Now, again, I do a lot of courses and I always start my courses off by saying, look, today is about the technique. Depending on what product you use, depending on the head block you get, you may get some lift, you may get a lot of lift, you may get no lift. These are head blocks. Okay, so never judge a product when you're using them on the head block. Yeah, every single course, somebody will come up at the end and go, oh, I thought I'd get a lot more lift. It's not about the result from the product, it's about the technique that you're doing. Okay, so I'm just using some bleach and I'm using it with 6%, and I'm just going to give it a long time to process, that's all. It's a nice sunny day, I might even sit in the garden with her and read a magazine. Okay, so I've sectioned up, okay, and I've simply taken a horseshoe section from the temples all the way around. Okay, again, it's better to go a little bit lower with this technique than too high, especially if you're going to use the 27 foils, because you won't actually get the foils in place if you go too high. So basically that's 2 of my finger depths above the ear. Gauge it, but like I said, better to go a little bit lower. It doesn't really matter on this technique where you start, whether you start at the back or the side. Okay, I'm simply going to start at the side today just because that's how I'm placing the block down. Okay, it really doesn't matter, but people get into their little habits. Right, now the foil isn't going to come right to this front point, okay, because otherwise what you're going to end up is with like a splodge that's very visible right at the front, unless you want that. I don't know why you want that, but you might. So the foil is going to go in the middle of that section, okay, and you're going to be about ½ an inch, okay, away from the hairline, just so you again don't get that visible sort of look. Again, the point of this technique is to give a very soft, very natural, either an infill or a blend or an intro into highlights. Okay, now obviously you can vary your weave on how you do it. You can do a very thick weave, a very fine weave, baby lights, whatever you want to do. Right, now I'm only placing 1 foil in, but if you were placing 3 foils in, okay. The first section you're going to start at the bottom and then you're going to do a foil, another foil and another foil. But I'm only doing obviously my 9 foil technique. Okay, okay, so we're just going to do a nice weave. Again, like I said, thick, thin. You know, if you were doing 3 foils, you could do a fine weave, a slice, a thick weave, either with 1 colour or 3 different colours. Right, this really is sort of the opportunity to sort of play around and see what you get. Okay, so first foil in, alright, and then we're simply going to move around to the back. I hope you could see that. Right, I am trying to sort of stand out the way when I'm doing it. Now again, it's going straight in the middle, okay? We're not trying to make the foils meet, alright? And you'll understand this as I show you the technique. So don't worry that that one's going to go right in the middle, and there is actually going to be quite a large gap, alright? Just bear with me. Okay, and then same on this side. So now we have our 3 foils in. We're now going to go to a centre parting. It doesn't matter if your client has a centre parting or has a side parting, okay? This is the versatility, again, of the technique. If they do have a centre parting, the colour is just going to be a little bit hidden. Again, you'll see at the end what I mean. And if they have a side parting, sort of no matter where they part this, they're going to get bits of colour coming through. So again, it's a really good sort of blend or an intro. Whereas with the T section, it's very regimented and it goes right down the parting. Because you don't get this, again, you don't get such a solid regrowth, right? Which is great for the client, not so good for our business. But at the end of the day, again, it stops them going, oh, look at my roots, and going and doing something stupid. So I'd rather give them that flexibility. Also as well, because these aren't just randomly placed, when they do come back, you can simply go in, refine your positions and touch the roots up. If they like this technique, it's easy to maintain. Okay, so we're going to go to a centre parting. Like I said, doesn't matter if your client does have a centre parting or doesn't have a centre parting. Okay. Alright, and then again, pick a side. It doesn't matter which side you start on. Pick a side, it doesn't matter what side you start on. Okay, so we've got this section now. Again, my understanding of things was basically now we're going to put a diamond in. Okay, and again, bear with me, sometimes, you know, blonde, whatever, I don't get things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go from not right to the hairline. Again, we're going to stay a little bit away. So we're going to go from this point at the front to the middle of this side foil. Okay, and then we're going to go from the middle of the foil to the back of our section here. And what you can see that this is doing is those gaps that we had, the hair is now filling those gaps in and putting some colour at the front as well. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to go from the back of the parting to the middle of this foil. Tidy that up a bit. Okay, and then from the middle of the foil to the front. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Okay, and in effect, if I can tidy this up a little bit, I'm just having assistance. I'm lazy. Okay, and basically then we're going to get that out of the way. Now this is where you can see what I mean about having enough room. So if you were putting 2 foils in each position, or even 3 foils in each position, you can see that you begin to run out of room. Okay, and again, it doesn't matter where you start, but basically, tilt back so you can see that. Okay, we now have a diamond filling in those corners. Again, doesn't matter where you start, doesn't matter whether you do thick, thin, fine, however you like it. Okay, you just simply have to make sure that you have had enough that if you're putting in 1 or 2 or 3 that you actually have enough room to do that. Okay, so again I'm going to put 1 foil in here, not coming right the way to the hairline. Again, maybe if you're doing balayage, blending that in, some people do like that quite, so you could if you want to, okay, but I'm not going to on this occasion. Right, so I'm going to put 1 in here, 1 in here, 1 in here, and 1 in here. So see you in a sec. as you can see now, I've completed that diamond pattern, okay, in the middle. So once again, we're going to go back to our center parting. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 more foils to go. So very economical. So we're going to go again right down the middle and split that. Okay, and then again, I'm just going to put 1 foil in. I don't want it to be right on the parting. I don't want it to be that visible. If you do, you can. But I'm literally just going to take out now 1/2 inch. Okay. And I'm going to put my foil there, so that if they are in a centre parting, it actually comes over the top of it and blends it, so you don't get such a solid colour. If you want to go right on the parting, again, it's your technique. You do what you want to do with it. I'm not trying to reach the front. I'm not trying to reach the back. I'm simply going right in the middle of this section. And again, you can see I've got plenty of hair that if I was putting in 3 foils, I could go 1, 2, 3. So just make sure you do come a little bit lower on your sectioning than maybe you think, especially on the first time trying this. Okay, and again, just the way that you like, baby lights, fine, slice, whatever you want to do. Okay. So we're going to go back to our centre parting and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we're done. We just need to obviously process, dry it off, and I'll show you the result.